I swear this is an antique. You're going to see this in Sanford and Son reruns. Let's talk about my man, John Skipper, who I got a lot of love for. Haven't seen him in forever, though. There was an athletic report. I love the athletic as well. Good Lord, you get lost in the athletic. That sucker there. And now Jim Trotter's over there, too. They write the hell out of a story. Well, they published the story on First Take, running through the history of how it became, for better or worse, one of the most influential shows in American sports television history. Y'all got to give them that credit. Salute to them. So the debate show rose to prominence thanks in large part to the connection, or lack thereof, between Smith and Skip Bayless. So ESPN has made it very clear for a long time now that it sees Stephen A. Smith as a star. So former ESPN president John Skipper, who now runs Meadowlark Media, spoke with The Athletic about the dynamic between the two and how that vision was a big part of the reason why Smith's head-to-head debates with Skip Bayless on First Take came to an end. Why the breakup, right? So Skipper said that he wasn't initially a big fan of the show and its artifice. I like that. Though he's come to realize that he might have misread the purpose of First Take. He says, I think it's true on SportsCenter, you should not survey what should go first. You have to put whatever the news of the day is first. On an entertainment show, and indeed First Take was entertainment. Hell yeah, it is. I think Jamie, he's talking about, y'all know, my man, Jamie, who put it together, approach turned out to be more fruitful. Probably didn't think that at the time. Now, y'all know Jamie Horowitz went to FS1, and now he's consulting with other entities. I don't know if I'm supposed to say all that. All right, so like so many successful projects with two people, it was eventual that either Smith or Bayless will want more than they were getting at ESPN. Come on, success begets success. And if we only got so much room for our success, well, then I must go elsewhere, plant my flag, and build something else up. That's just the nature of the beast, right? So it turned out to be Bayless, and Skipper says that the company simply made a value judgment that led to Skip leaving for Fox Sports. Smith had renewed his contract with ESPN, $3 million a year, before this contract was up for Skip, and his deal was about to expire, right? So Stephen A. just re-upped, got $3 million, and they're looking at Skip deal, and Skip, he said he came into the contract, Skipper said he came into the contract a little late, but said, hey, made a considerable offer to keep Skip Bayless. But in the end, he left in 2016. He said, we waited too long, basically. We value Stephen A. more than we value Skip. We just felt that Skip was the foil and the star of the show was Stephen A. Wow. Feels a little damning to hear that, for real. Can't lie, even though it's the real. It's obviously the real because that's how they played it out. But I want to put some respect on Skip's name before I put some respect on Stephen A's name. Because Skip is the trunk of the tree. Like, he's the root of that sucker right there. And we all see what's above ground. We all see what touches the heavens, which are the branches, right? The leaves, the personality, right? And that is a Stephen A., that is a Shannon. But don't discount that root. Don't discount what that root is doing, because it's not in plain sight, right? What Skip does, which is hard to see, but you understand and respect, is that he is stubborn to a fault. And that's the beauty of what he does, right? There's a reason why he made not one but two superstars. It's that stubbornness, which is underrated in media, but every time we see it and it hits big. Let's talk about it. Convincing like granddaddy, like Skip is 71. He's somebody granddaddy, or, you know, depends on the person. It might be great granddaddy, right? And coming home every day with new experiences, new ideas, you know, newfound logic, and you run home to somebody who's stubborn, who ain't moving, who ain't budging, and don't give a damn what you just talking about. It's still sticking to their script. That thing works. And you know why I know it works? Because one of my favorite shows growing up was All in the Family. Y'all remember that show? Archie Bunker, that sucker there, which spurred the Jeffersons, and probably other shows. But I remember watching Archie, and to me, I'm young, but the show was about this immovable rock. Like, this dude ain't budging. He don't give a damn. He's stuck in his ways. And all you gonna do is come home with some new evidence that ain't gonna be nothing but old news to him, because he ain't going nowhere. He gives a damn. And that show was gigantic. And I think Skip Bayless is that. I think whoever gets next to him, if they can just deal with each other, will be gigantic as well, because that other person will immediately be the hero who speaks for all of us. Well, hit Skip with this. Nope, still think the Cowboys is this. Hit Skip with this. Nope, still think LeBron is this. You know what I mean? And you're like, God dang. And so I know it's a character. I know it's a persona. I know it's not fully real. But in the WWE of sports media, that stuff works. And this dude, Skip Bayless, works for that reason. Pour a little love on Stephen A as well, because Stephen A took the opportunity and ran with it. Stephen A is always on when he needs to be on. Dog, nobody works harder than him, let's say it. That's not necessarily the biggest compliment, because I'm sure he don't want to work as hard. That's why he made those recent comments like, dog, I finally hit a tipping point this year. But at the same time, it's not like he wears how much he works. He doesn't. That sucker always on. Sometimes you can see it in his eyes, but you can't tell in his voice. You can't tell in his energy. He always gonna bring it. So salute to two of the greats that do it. And I am here to decode whatever they doing until Wimbledon goes off and football kicks in. So did ESPN make the right move valuing Stephen A over Skip? What y'all think about that? Who's your favorite? Who you thought could really make that thing? Because it's funny, you got to live in this alternative universe. What if Skip would have stayed and didn't have to reset on a smaller network? Would he be even bigger than what Stephen A is right now? That's the question. And should they have paid just both of them and say, look, man, we over here paying McAfee and Aikman and Buck and Skip and all these people before. We got enough money. We Disney. We just charge them $5 more to go to Disneyland, right? Should they have paid both of them to keep that band together?